Welcome to Master Your Money, Budgeting, Saving, and Debt-Free Living. I'm your host, Nate Tanner. On this show, we use the Triggator philosophy to help you keep your budget balanced, build your savings and investment, and knock out debt with confidence. Let's play a little game. Raise your hand if you have ever hidden an Amazon box so your spouse wouldn't see it. Say, it's on sale, like it magically made it free, bought something and told no one, not even your budget. If your hand isn't up, I'm not saying you're lying, but your Amazon driver probably knows the truth. The point is, when it comes to money, we tend to go it alone. We keep our finances private, our goals quiet, and our struggles locked away in a drawer labeled, I'll figure it out. But here's what I've learned. Through my own wins, wipeouts, and a few poorly hidden prime boxes, you're more likely to succeed when you're not doing it solo. As the old African proverb goes, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. That's what today's episode is all about. Why having a budget buddy can multiply your motivation. How to pick the right accountability partner. Hint, it's not your cat. What to say, what to share, and how to set it up. Plus, a challenge to take your next step with someone in your corner. Let's break the silence, crush the shame, and get better with money together. Coming up next, I'll show you the stats, stories, and surprising benefits of having someone on your financial team. Why you need a budget buddy. Money is one of the most important areas of your life, and yet it is one of the most isolated. Think about it. You'll talk with a friend about that weird mole you have on your back. You'll share baby pictures with your barista. You'll ask 37 strangers on a Facebook group which air fryer to buy. But how often do we say, hey, can I talk to you about my spending plan and my emotional impulse to buy throw pillows that I don't even need? Exactly. Never. But here's the thing. Going solo slows you down, and there's research to back it up. A study from the American Society of Training and Development found that people who commit to someone else and schedule accountability check-ins increase their likelihood of reaching their goal by, wait for it, up to 95%. That's nearly double the odds just by telling someone. A former president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Thomas S. Monson, once said, when performance is measured, performance improves. When performance is measured and reported, the rate of improvement accelerates. No magic, no spreadsheets, no finance wizardry, just accountability. Accountability creates, first, awareness. Wait, what did I spend on pizza last week? 2, ownership. Okay, I'm not proud of that Amazon haul. 3, encouragement. You had a no-spend weekend? Nice job. 4th, and maybe the most important, follow-through. A quick story and some psychology. There's a psychology principle called the Hawthorne effect. It says that people change their behavior when they know they're being observed. Translation, you clean up your act when someone's watching. Don't believe me? Just think about how fast you slam on the brakes when you see a cop, even if you're going the speed limit. Or think about how fast your toddler takes their hand out of that cookie jar once you walk into the room. Here's a personal example of accountability and having a buddy in action. One thing I wanted for years, an electric drum set. I've been playing the drums since I was about 12 years old, and for years I played my brother's set until I bought my first set at about the age of 17. I kept that set for many, many years, but after playing a high-end electronic set, I fell in love. That desire hit overdrive when I had to sell the only drum set I'd ever owned after a move. My quest for an electronic set continued, but for years on end, somehow my drum savings always seemed empty. One day, after I had had several personal finance breakthroughs, I printed out a thermometer with a picture of my drums, and as I would tuck money away, I would fill it in. While this did help and I saved more in a few months than I had in years, I still was not seeing the progress I wanted to. That's when my wife gave me a birthday gift that changed everything. No, it was not the drums, but it was just as good. She has known my years-long struggle trying to acquire this drum set. So she bought a clear lockbox, like the one you'd see for a drawing in a store. and put a label on it that said Nate's Drum Fund. Then she started it out with some money in the box. The key, it was hidden. That money had one job and one job only: drums. A fun side note, when my dad saw me open this present, he pulled out of his wallet and dropped in $20. Then, when my kids saw my dad was having fun, they ran to their piggy banks and dropped in $1 each. It was a fun moment. But back to the story. Not only did I now have a system and a visual reminder, because I wanted to show my appreciation for the gift from my wife, I was on a quest to fill the box. And now I had a buddy in my quest, my very own Samwise Gamgee, someone who wanted to see me drop money into the box like dropping the ring into Mount Doom. This accelerated my saving, and I was able to buy an electronic set. That little box wasn't just holding cash. It was holding a commitment. Every dollar I dropped in said, I'm not just dreaming, I'm building. Whether it's a friend, a spouse, or a coach, a budget buddy keeps you honest, it keeps you encouraged, and keeps you focused on the finish line. Coming up next, I'll show you how to pick the right accountability partner and how to set the ground rules so it actually works and doesn't get weird. So how do you pick your budget buddy and set the rules of engagement? Picking a budget buddy is kind of like picking a workout partner. You want someone who's consistent, encouraging, and won't let you bail just because it's raining or Mercury's in retrograde. So what makes a good accountability partner? Let's start with a few bad choices, just so we are clear. Your dog. A great listener, terrible at math. Your toddler. Wildly inconsistent, will snitch immediately. That one friend who always says YOLO at checkout. Probably not your person. Here's what you do want. Someone you trust. They don't need to be perfect with money, but you need to feel safe being honest with them. Someone who listens more than they lecture. This isn't about shame or guilt. It's about support and strategy. Someone consistent. If they flake on movie night, they'll probably flake on your finance night too. And probably the best trait, someone who's working on their own financial goals, especially ones that align with yours, because accountability goes both ways. When two people support each other on a shared mission, it's like adding a booster to your financial rocket. Quick tip, if you have a spouse or a partner, they are your buddy. They can check all of these boxes and then some. But we'll save the you, your spouse, and the money love triangle for another time. Set some clear expectations. Now that you've got your buddy, you need to set a few ground rules so it doesn't turn into a therapy session or a one-way interrogation. Try these simple steps. 1. Pick a check-in day. Whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, paycheck day, choose something that makes sense. 2. Describe how you'll communicate. Text, phone call, shared spreadsheet, a GIF-heavy email chain. Keep it easy and something you'll actually do. 3. Keep it short and focused. You're not reviewing every seat, you're just checking in. Some questions to ask: did I follow my plan? What worked? What didn't? What's one goal I'm setting for next time? 4. Celebrate small wins. Seriously, cheer each other on like you just ran a marathon, even if all you did was not buy a second lunch on Tuesday. One more tip, keep it real. Don't pretend your finances are perfect. That defeats the whole purpose. Honesty is where the magic happens. You don't have to send your friend a screenshot of your bank statement, but you do need to tell the truth about what you're working on and what's getting in the way. Stick around. I've got one simple challenge to help you kick off your first check-in, set your goal, and get that accountability snowball rolling this week. So what is your accountability snowball? Here's what I love about accountability. It's not just one moment of honesty. It's about momentum. You have one good check-in, you follow your plan for the week, your buddy celebrates with you, and suddenly you want to keep going. That's the accountability snowball. One check-in becomes 2. One shared win becomes a habit. One goal met becomes 2 goals tracked. It doesn't stay small, it builds. And guess what? Your buddy benefits too. When they see you're making progress, it fires them up. Accountability goes both ways, and that creates a rhythm that you will both grow with. Kind of like when you start walking with a friend and suddenly you're both jogging without realizing it. Wait, did we just become consistent? Yes. Yes, you did. Next, confessions, cringe, and budget buddy etiquette. Now let's talk about what not to do and laugh a little bit while we're at it. Because even the best budget buddy systems can go sideways without a little grace, a little humor, and a few ground rules. Let's do some real talk budget confessions. Let me give you a few totally hypothetical examples of what budget shame looks like. Hiding a Target bag in your trunk so your spouse won't see it. Sneaking a mystery charge and claiming it was for emergency school supplies. Telling yourself that technically sushi counts as self-care and groceries. Don't worry, we've all been there. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress with a witness. A quick story. When my brother was serving a Christian service mission in Alaska, my dad gave him an emergency-only debit card. It came with very specific instructions. Keep it close, but use it only if it's truly an emergency. Several months go by. One day, my dad opens his bank statement and sees that the emergency card had been used. He immediately wrote a letter, because this was pre-email days. And with all the love and concern of a good dad, he asked, "What was the emergency at Anchorage Golf Course?" Needless to say, my brother survived the emergency. And miraculously, there were no further golf course incidents during the rest of his mission. Your budget buddy do's and don'ts. Let's run through a few quick do's and don'ts to keep your partnership strong and not awkward. Do. Be honest, even when it's uncomfortable. Your buddy can't support what they do not know. Celebrate small wins out loud. Did you avoid a $40 impulse buy? Brag about it like you won the lottery. Encourage, don't critique. You crushed it this week is better than you really shouldn't have done that. Share tools and ideas. If your system works, offer it. If theirs works, try it. Here are a few don'ts. Don't guilt trip your buddy. This isn't middle school math class. No shaming allowed. Don't compare incomes, goals, or progress. Everyone's financial journey is personal. Don't cancel check-ins without rescheduling. Consistency builds trust and momentum. Don't pretend everything's fine when it's not. This is where honesty helps most. Remember, this isn't a contest. It's a collaboration. The goal is to get better together and have a little fun while you're doing it. Coming up next, I'll give you one final challenge to help you pick your person, set your plan, and start your first check-in this week. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to be perfect with money. You just need someone in your corner cheering you on, checking in, and helping you stay on track when impulse, stress, or Amazon try to take the wheel. Because like I said at the top of this episode, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Your challenge? Pick your budget buddy. Find one person. That's it. It could be your spouse, your best friend, your coworker, or that cousin who still owes you $60 from last year. Okay, maybe not that cousin. Set a check-in schedule. Once a week is perfect. Pick one financial goal and start tracking together. That's your mission. And remember, it isn't about being perfect. It's about making progress with a witness. I'd love to hear who you picked and how it's going. If your buddy is your spouse and you are having some questions about how to make this work, send them my way. We are devoting a full episode to this very soon. So email me at podcast@Triggator.com with your story, your win, or even your awkward check-in moment. I might even feature it on a future episode with your permission, of course. And don't forget to follow and subscribe to this podcast so you never miss an episode. Remember to leave a review. I read every one, and they really do help the show grow. Share this episode with someone who needs a money buddy or who already acts like your unofficial financial therapist. Of course, follow at Triggator.com on X, Facebook, and Instagram for more money tips, encouragement, and the occasional alligator meme. In that next episode, we're diving into the subscription trap. Are you paying for nothing? We'll talk about the psychology behind subscription creep. Hello, loss aversion. Why you keep paying for that premium koala yoga app that you haven't opened since January. How the average user is overspending over $130 per month without even realizing it. And how to do a no-drama subscription audit that can free up some serious cash. Until then, keep building your budget, stay consistent, and don't go it alone. I'm Nate Tanner, and this has been Master Your Money, Budgeting, Saving, and Debt-Free Living. I'll see you next time.